Let's go over some common prepper mistakes. The first mistake is failing to rotate your food supplies. Make sure that the stuff at the front of your pantry is what's going to expire soon, so use it first. Not knowing how to use your gear, so buying a first aid kit but not having any knowledge of basic first aid. Buying a bug out bag but not testing any of the gear during a camping trip. Getting a tent and just throwing it in your garage and not knowing how to set it up. Next is ignoring physical fitness. Stockpiles are important, but you may be in a situation where you have to outrun the danger. Being a non-weapon prepper. Having supplies is great, but there's no point if you can't defend them. Generally, preppers are very pro-weapon, but I'm starting to see some who aren't. How do you plan on defending yourself and your family from multiple attackers? Next is not storing comfort items, meaning stuff like books and board games. Or even food like candies and hot chocolate powder for your kids. Sharing too much information with your neighbors and even online. So telling people about all your prepping supplies, your bug out location, and your emergency plans. Not everyone needs to know all these details. It could put you in danger when a disaster happens. The next mistake is prepping for yourself but not for your family. So buying a gas mask for yourself but not for your partner and your kids. Maybe you designed a really nice bug out bag for yourself but have none for your family members. The next mistake is overlooking financial prepping. So you're a prepper and you have a bunch of expensive supplies, but you don't have a 6-month emergency fund. Overpacking your bug out bag. So you have a military rucksack with like 70 pounds of gear, but haven't tested it and don't know if you can actually carry it for a long distance. Make sure to fill your emergency kit with an amount of stuff that you can comfortably carry over a long distance. The next mistake is prepping for only one scenario. So there might be people who think another 2020 is coming, so they have over 10,000 masks in their basement, but barely have any food and no weapons. Or there could be someone else who has 10,000 rounds of ammo, but doesn't have more than a week's worth of food and water. Make sure you're balanced in your preps. Buying a pre-made survival kit or bug out bag is almost always a mistake. Some of them are around $100, but they have the cheapest quality gear. They're filled with 99-cent stuff you can order online from overseas. Stuff that'll fall apart as soon as you start using it for its purpose. With a lot of these companies, they're hoping that you'll never have to use their kit. In reality, hurricanes, disasters, and floods are more common than these companies think. The other thing they know is that if it's a really serious long-term emergency, they know you won't be able to contact them. It's also sometimes that the people who make these survival kits or design them haven't spent more than a day outside, so they don't know what would be useful. The other side of this is that there are some good emergency kits out there, but they're wildly overpriced. The problem is that the people who design these kits, price them, and put them out there are probably very wealthy. They've been millionaires for so long that they're out of touch with the average person. They try to sell you a $900 kit, justifying it by saying it's premium, but in reality their profit margins are probably massive. They forget that the average person in 2024 can't afford a $950 emergency kit. These are the same people who have pocket knives listed on their website for $789 because it has a titanium handle and an M390 blade. I'm gonna eventually put out my own emergency kit. I've been working on it for a few years now. I've been testing out all kinds of products from many different suppliers. A lot of issues are coming up, and I don't want to put it out until it's perfect. Like for example, I order a knife from a supplier for testing and it's working good, and then I order a second time and then the shipment never arrives and the supplier isn't willing to do anything. So I stop dealing with that company. Or I buy something that other people have recommended, but it ends up being really bad quality. I try to build a business relationship with a supplier and they take 4 days to respond to a simple message. So that doesn't work for me. I need people who are reliable. I'll get a really good price on something like a folding saw, but when I try to order more, they say we only had 3 left and we're discontinuing it. That doesn't work for me because I need something long term and I want to order bigger quantities. I want to put food in it that lasts 15 years or more and has essential vitamins, not the 5-year food rations. I'm not ready yet, but when I do release it, it's going to be the best kit that you can buy in that price range. I have 20,000 followers on Instagram and 90,000 on TikTok. I'm actually making this kit because it's the most requested item from my followers over there. I want it so that if some famous prepper influencer buys it and tries to put it on video to show it, they won't be able to find any issues with it. They won't be able to bash it. But more importantly, if the apocalypse happens and you guys need to use it, I don't want you guys to be angry. I don't want you to curse me. I want you to be happy and satisfied that you used it and you survived because of it. I believe in karma, so I can't sell you anything unless it's perfect. I'm gonna sell you the exact same kit that I'm gonna use myself. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Let me know down below, what are your essentials for your own bug out bag? Oh, and another thing, if you've ever seen bug out bags online, let me know what you think is missing from them or the main problem that you see in them.